Welcome to the Secor Show. I will be your host, the Happy Wanderer. There I was, in Puerto Rico, with little to no money and with no real network. All I had was an invitation to the Reimage Puerto Rico Initiative, a series of meetings. I flew into San Juan, Puerto Rico on August 13th, and the meeting started the following day in Maracay, Puerto Rico. I thought it would be easy to grab a ride with staff from their initiative. Once again, nothing is as easy as it sounds. They told me to rent a car, which I could not afford. I kept I kind of kept this to myself, as when people find out you live in poverty, they tend to marginalize you as someone who cannot contribute. There is no island wide bus system, which to me makes no sense. It's like a no brainer in economic and tourism promotion. They used to have an amazing train that went around the whole island to all the major cities and townships. In the 1920s or 30s, however, the Ford Motor Company bought the railway and destroyed it, replacing it with a roadway. This, like so many other cities in our nation, has kept our nation from truly evolutionary development. It is even more evident on the island as cars add to clutter and make everything harder. A vacation turns into sitting in traffic you could have sat in back home. For me, I found this informal mode of transportation called Publicos. It's a 15-passenger van that takes trips to key cities and townships on the island, following an old train route basically. I was headed to Ponce, Puerto Rico for Wednesday's meeting, as I was not going to make Maracay. It makes a daily trip in the morning and a trip in the afternoon. This story is an amazing, and I have a personal blog where I share this story. If you're interested to let me know. My goal of being on the island was to volunteer with as many nonprofits, NGOs, and agencies as possible, and my mission was to develop a document that laid out the process of launching a grassroots island-wide participatory asset mapping campaign. See, Reimagine Puerto Rico was conducting one, but not to mobilize a population. They were doing it among the elite and wealthy of the island to help develop a case for more funding to come to the island or lead policy. They were not focused on the grassroots organization and mobilization of their population. This was the same issue I saw in Norfolk, Virginia years earlier. My experience on the island was amazing. I had volunteered all my life since becoming a Boy Scout, so I understood how nonprofit organizations should work. I was very successful in corporate company, so understood what potential investors and clients are looking for. In turn, I know how to make value-added decisions, budget, manage, and communicate. This was not the experience I needed. What I needed was to understand what they were all doing wrong. I volunteered for every organization one could imagine. As I volunteer, you get to experience more, become trusted faster, and take on leadership roles, as long as you work hard, take initiative, and are genuine about working on their mission. I built roofs, repaired homes, worked on funding mechanisms, provided information, and filled voids and gaps where I saw opportunity. I provided free consulting to every nonprofit, NGO, agency, and even a few businesses I volunteered with. Most ignored me, but my intelligence and information was correct. It was not the first time or the last time an organization, agency, or individual has not listened to my guidance and paid a price they could not, and or delayed them reaching their goals. Head first with sharks. Turn in at 1:30 as we talk about field experience.